بعده محمد رسول الله المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحابه وتابعه بإحسان يوم الدين أرسله الله بالهدى للناس كافة رحمة العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise, all glorification, all thanks, all appreciation, all gratitude is for Allah. Blessings and salutations we convey to and upon our beloved Master Prophet Muhammad, Nabi Muhammad, peace be upon him. I greet you in the name of Allah, most merciful, the compassionate, the one who sent Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to all the people of the world as mercy to the entire universe. Allah sent him with guidance, the guidance which I have come with today, the guidance which became the epitome, became the peak at all human life as an individual, at all human nature, as a society, at all times, as we are going through a very difficult time of now, where we are facing a misunderstanding that has led to a genocide in Gaza, whereby the world leaders, those whom Allah has given the power to rule this world, are abusing that power. They are killing and murdering innocent people, men, women, and children, day and night. Yet they are supposed to be protecting them, but they are following their greed, their own self. They want too much of the land. There are too much of bullying, and with that kind of mentality, that they are superior, they are so-called superpowers. They are murdering and killing innocent people in Gaza, in Palestine, in Jerusalem, at Masjid Al-Aqsa. Just the same thing they are doing in other areas of Muslim population. As we speak now in Sudan, they started the war in Sudan last year, and now too much people have lost their lives. The country went into under destruction until today. When you go to Yemen, the same situation. When you go to Syria, the same situation. To Libya, the same situation. To Iraq, the same situation. All because these are true and pure Muslim nations of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Now today I've come with a message that is very important, in such a way that if you are listening, please, it's mandatory to you to share it, so that another person must hear it. Because it's not my own message, but it's a prophecy that was promised by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a prophecy that was to happen to come regarding the coming of our master, the leader, the king, known as Imam Mahdi Sadiqul al-Ameen. The entire Muslim Ummah today, we are desperately waiting, and we have been desperately waiting, and we are waiting for Imam Mahad to appear, so desperate, in such a way that people are even not believing if that can even happen at our times. When desperation is too much for a person, when a person is too much desperate of hunger, he doesn't know can even get food. Even when that food is brought, that person may fail to eat that food until he comes back to his senses. What I'm trying to say is, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam promised the entire Muslim Ummah of what you know very well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told him to announce that at the end of time, things are going to happen that are signs of the day of judgment, that Allah is about to close the chapter of this earth, the chapter of this life, and then we go to the day of judgment. But before that to happen, the hadith says that the day of judgment will not happen until Allah is going to raise a man who is going to save this entire Muslim Ummah on earth. Now, among the things that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has promised and the prophet has come true, one of them is the establishment of the Dawlatul Uthmaniyya, the Ottoman Empire that is existing today as the Turkey, which ruled Islam for more than or close to 600 years. And during that time, it was Europe that Allah has given the power to rule affairs of Islam. And among the Turkish people, the Turkmen people, those who are living where they are today, where there is Russia today, Tajikistan, Azerbaijan, Hungary, Poland, all that area, the area which was a Europe area, those who had accepted Islam in those years, Allah gave them the power to rule Islam. But that time, what was happening that time? The army that was so powerful, the army of the Mongol, as history tells us, from China side, all that Asian side from China, from Japan, from all that land, they had come with too much of force and they had taken over the entire earth. They invaded the whole Middle East, where are the Muslim countries. And by that time, Islam was ruling the earth in Baghdad. When they reached in that land, they destroyed everything called Islam. They took over Mecca. They took over Medina. They were the one ruling. But whenever they took over a place where the majority are Muslim or Christians, they choose among them who can be a leader. Now, when they finished to take over that part of the Middle East, and all holy lands of Islam were in their hands, Mecca, Medina, Iraq, Syria, all those lands were in their hands. They came again towards Jerusalem, Aqsa, and they took it over. It was in their hands. They were in collaboration for a certain level with the Byzantine Empire. Then they took over Europe again, where they started today, where is Konya. That time Konya was the main place. Now that land was under the rule of the Byzantine Empire, the Catholic Empire that was basing at Constantine. Constantinople, that was the main capital city of the Catholic European rulers, which is today the Istanbul. Now before that, those Byzantine they were rulers of all those lands, all entire Europe. Now the Mongol took over all the Muslim lands. And they went and they tried to took over when they reached in the Catholic, where the Papa is, in Constantinople, where is the Istanbul of today. They invaded those lands. They made agreements. They became rulers. They shed blood in that land. Now, people thought that maybe Allah is going to bring forward Imam Mahad now and save Islam. Because that time Islam was in blood, was in fear, was in such a ruin that the entire Muslim population of the earth was under the rule of either the Mongol or the Catholic. Hatta even the Kaaba, hatta even the Masjid of Medina. Now those people who were from Europe, on the European side of the country, from Russia side, from Greece, from Hungary, from that side, those lands, including where Turkey is today, those lands there, they had previously earlier become Muslim through generations and generations. From the migration of the people from the Pakistan side, which is today called Pakistan, but those from the Khan clan, it was a very big clan, that even within the Mongols, there are those who are called Khans. The Khan of Khans are within the Mongol. They are spread all over the world. Now the mixture of those, of the Arabs, and those Mongols, and the European people, those who had gone on the European land, they developed into, after so many centuries, into a new breed of European people, light-skinned people, but they are Muslim with a new language, which is a Turkish language. Those were called Turkmen, or the Turks. They were living in two sections. They had no organized land, no organized ruler, one ruler, but each group of them, they had their own chief. Now, I went there to show you the situation which we are in today and about the coming of Imam Mahdi as Sadiqul Ameen. That is our topic today. So they took over those lands together with the Byzantine, the Catholic, the Pope, collaborating with the Mongol. They took over all those lands where these were Muslim people. Now among them, after so many centuries, there's a man who was known as Sulaiman Shah, who had 3 children. I mean 2 children. One among them was Aturugu, and that one is the one who started. They used to fight to protect their people. But that one, from that Sulaiman Shah, Allah gave them the wisdom in order to establish a colony, to establish a state, to establish a country for their people, and protect that country. That can unite and bring all their nation, their people who are Turks, into one country. Not so small, not so big. Their vision was not to go so far, was only to protect their land and their people. And when that has been achieved, then they can see how they can save Islam, all other lands of Islam which was in the rule of non-Muslim at that time. Now during those years, they thought maybe now Allah is going to bring Muhammad Sadiqul Ameen. But he never came. But still Allah gave them the power to fight and rule and win their enemy. And that was through fighting in jihad in fi sabilillah. Allah, the first thing Allah gave them was wisdom. They had a lot of wisdom. And that wisdom was wisdom of Islam, how to love Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. They adopted a pure Islam. That time there was no Salafiyun, there was no Wahhabism at that time. There was a pure Muslim of Ahl Jama'ah. Then Allah gave them the wisdom of starting making dhikrullah into tariqah of different categories, of Qadiriyah, of Shadhiliyah, and other tariqah together. Now with that Islam of Ahl Jama'ah, they started making a simple army depending on their groups. And that army was fighting to protect their people and their land. With that in mind of forming a Turkish nation, a Turkish state or a country, which they didn't have. They never had. Then that Aturugu, the son of Sulaiman Shah, gave birth to 3 children. Among them was Sulaiman, that Sulaiman grew up and took over his father, continued fighting with the Byzantine army, with the Mongols, until Allah gave them the victory and they realized their dream and established a Turkish nation which was called the Ottoman Empire. Now that Ottoman Empire spread over. They continue to fight to save Islam until they saved Mecca from the Mongol, and they saved Medina from the Mongol, and they saved all northern African Arab states, where it is Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, all the way to the other side of Western Africa, Mauritania. Then in Europe they went to Russia. They even reached Hungary, reached France. They reached even at the soil of UK, even US. They became the most powerful ruling kingdom on earth, and they only on Islam. Allah gave them the victory, the power. They are fighting in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not under Imam Mahad, but under within Allah's blessings. He gave them a leader and a ruler. And after close to 600 years, it was Allah's will that the Europeans came together, united, to fight against that particular particular Turkish empire, which was Uthmani, the Uthman Empire. And by doing so, they planted a lot of methodologies. How can we win this empire out? Then they came with all methods, and the first of it, which was very, very critical, is to change the mindset of the people. To make them deviate from the proper Islam, proper learning of the deen. And they targeted the youth, the younger generation. That is when they were targeting how they can conquer the Ottoman Empire. So they knew that now the Ottoman Empire is in the rule. He is ruling Islam, and because of Islam is very powerful. So in order to win it, we must now conquer Islam itself. How can we conquer Islam? We can conquer Islam by weakening it. To weaken Islam is to create divisions among Muslims. So they started creating division among Muslims within the Turkish people. That division came into a way of learning, a way of having some thoughts in the deen of Islam. They supported the Jews and the non-Muslim European people. They are supporting the Jews. They supported their own things which are going to cause a division within the Muslim. And by the way, something very important I forgot, that among the prophecies, among the promises, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam promised, it came true by the Ottoman Empire regarding the Constantinople, which is called Al-Qistintiniya. In a hadith, the Prophet said that the Constantinople, Qistintiniya, is going to be liberated from the infidels, from the Christians, from non-Muslim, and it becomes a Muslim city by a very blessed leader who will have a blessed army. And among the rulers, among the heirs, the inheritors of the throne of the Turkish Empire was Muhammad al-Fatih. They called him Muhammad the Victor. He was a youth, and with his wisdom and his enthusiasm, with his courage, he used all the power that he could in order to win the Constantinople, which was a very, very hard city, which is the most protected city on earth. So he won that. It was the center where the Pope was sitting, was the center of ruling for the Byzantine Empire, that Allah mentioned in the Quran as a Rome, which today is the Pope is sitting in Italy, where there is Rome. So when he won that, the Prophet Nabi Sallallahu came through. Now that is one prophecy which came true. Now another prophecy remained hanging. That is the coming of the Imam Mahdi as Sadiqul Ameen. Imam Mahdi, the one whom we are waiting, the truthful, who is the trustworthy. Oh my brothers, oh my sisters in Islam, listen to me carefully. What I'm saying to you now is something very important to know, to hear, to believe, and to share, because it's about the coming of Imam Mahdi as Sadiqul Ameen. Yani, Allah can save the Ummah without Imam Mahdi coming. Like the way He saved those people of the Turkish nation from that aggression, from the oppression of those lands, until they managed to establish their own land, their own nation, which they called the Ottoman Empire. Then they lost, but they never lose it all. They lost most of the all Arab areas, all the European lands, but the land where they belong to, they never lose it, which is living today as a Turkey or as Turkey, having Erdogan as the president. That is a very big milestone. They fought so much that at least they may lose other land, but shall never lose our own land. They fought with Europe so much of battles that Europe failed to take over their land from them. And that's why they survived such a very powerful army from Europe's side. That Allah has given Europe the knowledge, the wisdom to make more advanced weapons. From the gunpowder to something extra, from gunpowder to some guns which are more extra in the power. And when they failed to win over the Turkish land, to take over Istanbul, which was Constantinople, to convert it into Christianity as they wanted, they converted the people of that land. The rulers who used to come and rule, among them, there are those who are following the European style until today. Even there are some prime ministers who came and abolished to make adhan in Arabic language. There's one ruler which they love so much, Mustafa Ataturk. They call him Kamal Mustafa Ataturk. Now, Kamal Mustafa Al-Kamal is the one who converted this, which was an empire, which was the kingdom from the Ottoman kingdom, into a secular state, whereby there's no kingdom anymore, but they choose which is according to the European way. They follow democracy, a European style, but they are leading themselves without an occupation, but under oppression still. Because the power of Europe was too much power, but they managed to contain and sustain it, and they survived. They were not wiped out. Until today they are living as a Muslim nation, but too much of Europeanized. The masajid are there, the Muslims are there, the shuyukh are there, but also the way of the lifestyle of the people is too much of European lifestyle, and also the Islamic lifestyle, which is mixed with the Arabic or Asian one from the Middle East. Now my point is to call you and wake up. What is this call which I'm calling you? That we have lived 1,446 years now, as I'm speaking now. From the time when Nabi Sallallahu migrated from Mecca to Medina, that's when the calendar of Islam started to exist until today. Now, all that time we have been waiting for the coming of Imam Mahdi to save the Ummah. But before this, whenever the Ummah of Islam has been in hardship, people thought maybe Imam Mahdi is going to come. And what has transpired? The Muslim Ummah, from among the Al-Sunnah al-Jama'ah and others, like the Shia and others, they actually got a very big challenge. And the challenge was, among them, people came with illusions, with the thoughts, and they thought that they are the Imam Mahdi. And they publicly announced that they are the Imam Mahdi. Within the Shia, they make it like a kind of a worship. They know Imam Mahad is belong to them and is going to come from them anytime soon. They are singing song. They sing praises, waiting for him to come from them within their leaders. And Asnal Jama'ah, we speak what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has spoken about Imam Mahad. He says he's going to be a man, will come at the end of time before the day of judgment comes. He's going to come from the house or the family of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He's going to be an Arab. He's going to be a man who is a leader and imam, not a prophet. There is no any prophet after Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There's no any other new messenger, or there's no any other new book to come. Quran is the last book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muhammadun, is the last prophet. Another prophet to come and return alive is going to be Nabi Isa alayhi wasallam. But he was a prophet before. Now when he comes, he's going to come as a follower of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And his purpose of coming back is going to kill the Antichrist, the Masih Dajjal. That will come after the appearance of Imam Mahdi, Sadiqul. I mean, now that's what you have been saying over the centuries, over more than 14 centuries. Now in this 15th century, the situation has come upon us again. The roof is falling upon the Muslim Ummah. It's like the entire heaven is falling down upon us. We are suffocated. Right now we are being captured and taken over by surprise, by the powers, by the Western powers, the European people. They came with such a way of fighting a battle that was very, very difficult to acknowledge, even to realize, even to fight back. How difficult it was. They came with methodology of winning Islam. That was not only one. We focus on only fighting. We focus on only getting the guns, getting the swords and fighting the war of Allah. By them they focused and they attacked our mentality, our understanding, our faith, our belief. And they say, if you are truly a Muslim, be like a Muslim, but remain a non-Muslim. Then you are going to be able to truly a Muslim. Otherwise, you can't go as a non-Muslim and you can win a Muslim. That same methodology, they used it in Turkey, in Ottoman Empire. They penetrated the population of the Turkish Empire. They started within those Turkish people. They bribed the teachers among them, those who taught and changed the mindset of the younger generation. And by the time of the last Khalifa of the Ottoman Empire, Khalifa Sultan Abdul Hamid, the younger generation was too much in the army, there was too much but those were the changed minds, and they are the ones who went against him, and they ended his rule as a sultan and was exiled. That's how they managed to conquer the Islamic empire of Ottoman Empire. That was ruling Mecca and Medina. And then when they targeted Turkish Empire, they had a clear plan for Mecca and Medina and Jerusalem. And this is what they did. For Mecca and Medina, they went on that land. They get the children from those lands. They took them. They taught them their thinking. And then they sent them back. They never changed their names. They remain Muslim, they remain Arabs, but with a changed mentality. And then from the place there in Arabia, it was a governor who was a governor of the Turkish Empire, was ruling Mecca, Medina, Egypt, Tunisia, Syria. All those lands were under Turkish rule. So what this European did for the land, for the Muslim land in Mecca, Medina, what they did was to take these Arabs, convert them into European thinking and a Christianity approach, which is far from Islam. And then they brought them back. When they brought them back, they told them, no, we are going to support you. we shall give you the guns, the power, so you can fight against the Turkish. You must rebel against the Turkish. And the governor who was ruling Mecca at that time, he agreed. Because he knew that now that they are fighting Turkey, they are going to give the Arabs their autonomy, their independence from the Turkish. So they agreed. They agreed to have the independence by the help of the European in 1914. This is well documented, and history can tell you, can show you when these Arabs are standing in the photos when they sent the Lawrence of Arabia and other European Jews to go in Arabia and help change that land into their own version, taking it away from the rule of the Ottoman Empire into the European rule, but using their own people. Now the Jews had planned a way how they can do it. They say we must send our people who are non-Muslim, but must teach them Islam. Must teach them Islam. Let's go with the Islamic dressing. They must read the Quran like a Muslim. They must build masajid in those lands. We must make them the shuyukh. But inside them they know they are Jews, not Muslim. And then we give them the gun and make them leaders. And that's what happened. They came with too much of lies. They went in Najd, they get that boy Saud, and they promoted him to make a rebellious army that was against the Turkish ruling and any other ruler on that land. But before they bring that forward, first they played on the minds of the Muslim in Mecca. So when those governors who was back in Medina accepted, they started to tell the people to rebel against the Ottoman Empire, which and they wanted to become independent Muslim who are only Arabs. They want to make a country of only Arabs, whereby Turkish are no longer their leaders. And that happened like that. So the Sharif, who was a leader in Mecca, in charge of Mecca, in charge of the Hajj, accepted. And he left the Turkish, he joined the European people. He left the Turkish, who are Muslim, and he joined the European who are non-Muslim. And what they did with him, he was the leader of the people to demonstrate, to strike against, to go against the ruling of the Ottoman Empire in those lands of Mecca, Medina, and all other Arab areas. And they promised to give him the autonomy, but they were lying to him. When he finished doing their job, they murdered him, they killed him. After killing him, he had 3 children. One of the children, they took him and made him a leader in Jordan, the Jordan of today. Another one, they make him to be a leader in Syria. Another one, they took him to be a leader in Iraq. That one in Iraq, who was the leader, who was the king there, he was killed and the new ruler came up. And one who went in Syria also was murdered and killed, and they put a new ruler there. The only one they left is that one of Jordan. From that Sharif, who was from the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's lineage, one of Jordan, that's the only one who survived until today. That kingdom is still surviving. But after converting into their own version of kingdom, because they make the daughter of one of the commanders of British Army to marry him, and gave birth to the children, those who became the king in that land. Remember, the children now are being born to become the king, but the blood, one side is a white blood, rather than is an Arabic blood. And then those became the grandchildren, the father of the king who is living today. He is half Jewish and white, then half Arab, and from the family of the Prophet, but that is in Jordan. To protect the interest of the Jews and Israel. That was locked, and they left them there because they only promote their interest by action. But by word, they speak like a Muslim. They speak like a Muslim, but in action they do something else. That's why by now you can't see them coming up with the guns and army and putting up a battle to fight and save Aqsa and save Jerusalem, save Gaza, and save the Palestine. They are doing nothing there. The king is just talking and talk and talk and talk and talk, but nothing he can do, because he's just there only to promote the agenda of the Jews. But he is a Muslim, he's an Arab, he's of the family of Nabi Sallallahu, and he's doing his job. In that line they have won. That's why there's too much of power for non-Muslim in Jordan. The Muslims in Jordan doesn't have the power, even though the king is a Muslim. There's too much of Christianity in Jordan. Jordan became like I can say, prison for the Palestinians. They know they are going to expel them from their land, and a big number is going to run to Jordan. Then what the ruling in Jordan is going to do to keep them under captivity? They can't even come back. They can't even make an army to fight back for their land. Now that they just left it there. Now for the Arab land, after they murdered this king Wazir, they went in Najd. They get this boy Saud. They give him they gave him money as it is, the European. That Ibn Saud, he recruited some youth, make the army. And then he started killing those who are the shuyukh and the ulama in Arab land. All of them who are on a pure Islam. They burnt all books of Islam. Now this is the command of the European people, commanding them to do like this. That you must ban all Muslim books. Those are authentic. Those which cannot ban, you must hide them. Then they told him to hire a person who's gonna come with a new way of thinking about Islam, who was Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, and he came with a new kind of ruling and of teaching Islam, and he says, don't follow any other person except me, because I'm a reviver of Islam. Don't follow Imam Shafi'i, don't follow Imam Mahad ibn Hanbali, don't follow Imam Maliki, don't follow Abu Hanifa. All those are bid'ah. Don't make a dhikrullah. Don't remember Allah. Don't even go and love Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't make a milad. When the month of Rabi al-Awwal, the month which we're in now, came, they knew that in Rabi al-Awwal, the month of which Nabi Sallam was born, the Ummah used to gather and they speak about Nabi Sallam and his mission of Islam. They speak about what Allah has told them to do. Now they knew the power of the Ummah is in that, in the love of the believers for their Prophet Nabi Sallam. So they knew you must now separate that. So they came entirely to attack the Milad and the gathering of Rabi al-Awwal about Nabi Sallam, which is known as Mawlidi. They wrote as many books about it that is an innovation in Islam. Don't go for it. Then they knew that another thing that is making Muslim very powerful, that made the Turkish Empire, the Ottoman Empire very powerful, was celebrating Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's birth in every Rabi al-Awwal, like now, and also making a lot of dhikrullah, remembering Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala extensively in what is termed as a Sufi. Just like Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, Surah Al-Ahzab, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, all you who believe, idhkurullaha dhikran kathira, remember Allah so much. Wasabbihuhu bukratan wa asila, and glorify Him in the morning and in the evening. Now, they attacked those who came with dhikrullah, those who are following the pure Islam. How Allah wants to be done, and they say, those who are making dhikrullah, those who love Allah so much, and they spend more time in Allah, those who follow their shuyukh, like Sheikh Abdul Qadir Al-Jailani, Sheikh Abdul Hassan Al-Shadhili of Shadhili Tariqa, Qadri Tariqa, Sheikh Ahmad Kabir Al-Rifa'i, Sheikh At-Tijani, those shuyukh, Allah gave them the wisdom. And they taught the Ummah how to make dhikr of Allah, which Allah says, dhikrullah dhikran kathira. They attacked them directly and they say, don't go for remembrance of Allah, you must stay away from it and forget about it. It's bid'ah, innovation in Islam. Even don't love Allah so much the way you've been doing. Don't love the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam the way you've been doing. They wrote books about it. They banned the books which were in support of that good work, according to how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, and according to the way how Nabi Sallam has told, which was recorded in the previous authentic book. They banned all those books. Now they say to you that Nabi Sallam never do this, the Sahaba never do this, don't do it. Because they know they have hidden the books away, or they banned all books away. Because this is the approach of the European. To finish Islam, to take away the unity of Islam, and erase it on entire earth. And they tell you, now what you need to do, just go and follow Nabi Sallallahu direct. How many years since Nabi Sallallahu left this world? More than 1,000 years and 400 years. They are telling you, don't look into teachings of your shuyukh. Those who continued to preserve the books of the deen from Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's time. And the next century to our four ulama, the four ulama, imams of Asnal Jama'ah, they tell you, leave them all. But you must follow their shaykh who came yesterday. He knows more. The one who came yesterday, he knows more than those who lived from the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Those who lived before him, they say, they don't know the way he knows. Now imagine, look at such kind of childishness. Now that is, they were following the approach of the Christianity, the European invasion of Islam and a Muslim land, to convert it into something else, which they can manage. That was their plan to attack the Mecca, Medina, and all Arab region, which was so immensely in Islam and pure in Islam. Now that is called Salafiyun or Wahhabiyun. Al-Wahhabiyun because their founder is called Imam Mahad ibn Abdul Wahhab, or Salafiyun because they say we follow the Salaf Salih, those our predecessors who were pious one. But the same predecessors, they are saying that don't follow them. They are so confused, people. They said they are following those who lived before us. The same one like Imam Malik. Imam Malik lived just like a few years after Nabi Sallam's life. Then he came Imam Abu Hanifa. Then he came Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Imam Shafi. They lived in so many different years and everything, but they all were collecting this and preserving Islam and the book of Islam as they are. They came with another thing, which is to damage Islam further and kill Islam further. After hiding the authentic books of Islam from the ulamas of Islam, what they did, they took those books which are known, the books which are known to be authentic, they ban those books and ban them. Or they hide these books. And then what they did is, they just rewrite a similar book. They rewrite a similar book and they say, for example, Riyadh al-Salihin was a book from Imam Nawawi. That's one of the Imams of this Ummah, those who lived and were so authentic in their writings. Now they took away the book of Imam Nawawi of Riyadh al-Salihin, the original book. They burnt it and hide it. Then they write another new book from their own perspective. And they named it Riyadh al-Salihin. You can find it in any book today. But that's not the original book. Now, if you don't have any intention to destroy Islam, why do you do that? Why do you hide the real book of the original book of the Imam? The same thing they did with the tafsir of Sheikh the one who wrote Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya, Ibn Kathir. The original book that he wrote, you can't find it today. But what you find is what they have written. And who those have written? The people who are following the European version. People who are ruling the Islam, the land of Muslim, according to the European. And when writing they are rewriting the books of Islam. Look at all these actions which they have been doing. This is an incident which took place, and I can read to you so that you can understand what we are saying. We don't only say this, but we have a proper evidence. One of my friends went to Mecca. He went there because there was a competition of the Quran competition. He was a Hafiz. Now, when they make the international Quran competition in Mecca, they invite participants from different countries. Now, among them is my friend who went to participate. Now, before he left to go there in Mecca, there's one Imam of a masjid. He told him, when you go to Mecca, buy for me a kind of a book which is called Bulugh al-Marami. That book is a book of fiqh. It's called the Bulugh al-Marami. Okay, he went to Mecca. He participated in the competition and he finished. Those who got Mecca and they participated in this competition, they used to open for them the Kaaba. They enter into the Kaaba, they finished. They give them some money to go and shop around. So he went to buy this book in a bookshop. When he entered in a bookshop, he told the attendant to say, I want this book called the Bulugh al-Maram. He gave him a book, a thick book like it is, one version like it is. He paid the money and he left. Just shortly after he left, this man called him back. He says, come back. Who are you? He told him, I'm a visitor. I came from this and this country. I came to here for the Quran. So he told him, so are you Hafiz? Meaning, are you a memorizer? You have all the Quran on your head? He says, yes. The man says, no, I can't like a person who has Allah's book. He told him, read for me some Quran. He read for him some Quran, some verse from the Quran. That man felt the iman in their heart, in his heart. So he told him, says, please come. So that tomorrow, on the day of judgment, do not stand in front of Allah and blame me. Let him tell the truth. The real book, the authentic book which you are looking for now, is hidden behind this same shop. It has 5 mujallada, 5 copies of this. But I am not allowed to sell it to you. I must have a note from the leaders of this country, the ulama of this country, for me to allow me to sell a copy to you. You only have some copies to give you those who come from different countries. But these copies we are giving you are not the real book. These are false copies. I can't even read it. I can't even give it to any person. He told him like that. He said to him, please, I can't give you this book. The real book is there, but I can't give it to you. Even if you have how much money, I can't sell it to you. But I can sell you some rubbish which is now being reprinted. It will be the same name, like some few words which they put inside, but it will be a different book totally. Now, this is the work of the Jews. What Allah said. Allah says the work of the Jews is يُحَرِّفُونَ الْكَلْمَ عَنْ مَوَاضِعِهِ. Their work is to change the words into another word. They are used to changing the real book, changing the words which are inside the book into something else. They change this word into another word. And that's what which we're having today as leaders of Islam on Holland of Islam in Mecca, Medina, of which they established as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's what they are doing today. And they have done it for so many years now, more than a century now. After they killed all the real Shuyukh, the real Muslim in that land, they did not only change the pure authentic book of Islam. No. They also sent killers and murderers. Those who went and they attack the ulamas of the deen personally. They will come to you as a sheikh, and they say, I'll come visit you as a sheikh to make a dua for me or teach me Quran. When they come with a knife and they kill that person. They never end there. They say you must erase all the history of Islam from Makkah and Medina. Then they went on the Qabri, the grave of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they erased it. Before those years, the grave of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was kept and preserved properly with Sayyidina Umar and with Bakr and Umar, three together. This you know very well. When they came to power, they have to erase it and make it straight and put a glass there. Whatever they change, we don't know. We don't even know they never take them out from there. According to me, how I think, they took out they try to take out whatever is there of Nabi Sallallahu of Sayyidina Bakr and Umar, and they just left what do we see there? They put a name and whatever, but nothing they can do. They cannot do anything. Nabi Sallallahu and his companion, he's in the heaven already. And that's why they don't even allow you to go and see properly. They don't allow people to see properly. As soon as you got Medina to see Nabi Sallallahu like this, they chase you from there. These people are not Muslim. Those are Jews. They put on the Islamic attire, the Islamic clothing, they build masajid, but they are real pure Jews. That's why today you can see that when it happens in Gaza, in Jerusalem, in Aqsa, they don't even blame the Jew, the American who are doing so. And with their hypocrisy, they are saying to the people of Palestine that you are not going anywhere. You must stay there and fight for your land. But they know they can't fight for their land. Can you imagine the entire European arm of NATO? You put together the superpower, America's army, add it with the British army, the France army, the Canadian army, Italy army, German army, and all others. All have put their money together, their army together, their weapons together. They are sending them to their camp, which they call their camp in the Middle East, which they named Israel or State of Israel. And then you think that these people who are in Gaza, in Palestine, can fight them without any army, without any open weaponry from Arab world. You can't see an army. You can't see any support coming from the Qatar, from Emirat, Dubai, from Kuwait, from Bahrain, from Saudi Arabia, from Misri. And instead what they did, they closed the border. They told the Misri must close the border. Saudi Arabia closed the border. Jordan closed the border. They can't run away from here. Now, if borders are closed, how can you bring in the weapons to fight? How can you bring the food for the fighters? Then they abandon people day and night the way they wish. They close them all this side. And the rest, whatever is left for them, people in Gaza, to run towards the waters. When they go in the waters, they kill them from there. They bomb them from there. When they go to the schools, they bomb the school. When they go in the hospital, if you never die running, if you never die outside anywhere and you are injured, they kill you inside the hospital. With the support of those who are ruling the Muslim land in Mecca, in Medina, in Kuwait, in Dubai, in Bahrain, all over, because they are the owners of all those lands. What I mean is, the European people choose among Arabs and make them rule according to them. They rule by the command of the West. Their army commanders, the army commander of the army in Dubai or in Kuwait or Saudi Arabia or in Misri or Jordan, they all belong to Americans and British and France and Canada. They can't raise an army to fight against non-Muslim and save the Arab land. Save Islam and save Arab. They cannot do that. It's impossible to be done. So they came against the Turkish Empire and they took over the Muslim land of Mecca, Medina, which was known as Hijaz by that time, by the using of two methods. One, they attacked our mentality and they brought what is known as Wahhabiyun or Salafiyun. Those who tell you today, don't celebrate the birth of Nabi Sallallahu, don't, because Nabi Sallallahu never did it himself. But they are liars. Nabi Sallallahu was born. And he told us that to celebrate his mission of Islam. Then they say, don't make a dhikr of Allah. They are liars. And because a human mind can follow whatever has been brought to their mentality, that's how they managed to win a big number of youth among the Muslims today, and they caused a lot of division. Today, people are not even focusing on unity. There's no any unity left for Islam. We are finished as the Ummah. And this is what they wanted. Because once you can gather into this gathering of the Nabi Sallallahu, remembering the day he was born and the mission of Islam he brought, you don't gather to remember about Islam, about Allah. There's nothing else you can gather for. Besides weddings. Weddings and maybe some graduations in Islam. Islam is gone. That was the only way how Muslims can gather and think about Islam. When they attack that part, that version, now you can see the biggest number of youth of the new generation, they are following Salafiyan and Wahhabiyun. That's why you can see the weakness in the Ummah today. Now we have managed to win. The Muslim Ummah has now been weakened. Those rulers who are at their land in Makkah, Medina, they are ours, meaning they are Jews. They support them from Europe. For them to take over Makkah and Medina, their intention is they just want money. Because they know there is too much money in Hajj and Umrah. Every person who go for Hajj and Umrah, you got their own money. They take taxes from you, from the ticket that you buy. Any ticket which you are going to buy, you pay for the visa, you pay for whatever. You pay taxes as you book your hotel. You pay taxes on whatever you buy in that land. Actually, the money they are using to build and occupy the land of Palestine is coming from Saudi Arabia. Most of the money. Because whatever is happening in Makkah is for the Jews. And those who have expanded the Kaaba and make it bigger and make it flat, as you can see, to be the way how it is. There are those who are building Medina, the masjid as you see the way it is, because they get the money from there. Now they have put up such a train. It takes you within 2 hours from Makkah to Medina. That's their project. The Jews, the non-Muslims, the infidels. And after so many years, now they have come up in open and they say, we don't want Islam anymore in Makkah, in Saudi Arabia anymore. Now they are allowing women to come out naked and walk freely. So all this kind of confusion was part of Shaitan to finish Islam on earth. Now they finished take over Makkah. Makkah is gone. Medina is gone. It's not in a Muslim rule anymore. As Muslim today, we don't have any power over Makkah or Medina. Today, as speaking now, those whom you see in Makkah, in Saudi Arabia as the rulers, you can see, they have come up and open that they are not Muslim. They are making statues now. They are allowing musicians to come in Makkah, in Medina, in Saudi Arabia to open up. On the first day of fasting, they bring Ali Shaki, a musician from America. They open up cinema halls. They want to make that boy, he said, Muhammad bin Salman, alayhimu la'natullah. He said openly that he wants within 5 years, by 2030, Saudi Arabia must be like Europe. Do you know the meaning of that? This announcement, he made it, and I saw it myself when I was there, because I was invited. So people, believers, it's time to wake up and understand where are we now. And where can we get the help if not from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As you can see now, People in Gaza have been killed every day. Children are dying. They have been bombed. When they are sitting eating their supper, they get bombed just like that. And Arabs are looking because they are not Muslim. Those who are Muslim are individual people. But those who are leaders, they must not lie to you. They left Islam long time ago. They sold Islam to the Europeans because they wanted power from an independence from the Turkish were Muslim that time. That is the situation today. But that's the only way. Allah can give power and rule to anybody. Even a kafir, Allah make him a ruler. Like those in America, those in UK are not Muslim. Allah make them kings. They can be kings there in Makkah, Medina, whatever. It doesn't mean that they are believers. Allah says, أَجْعَلْتُمْ سْخَيَةَ الْحَاجِ وَإِمَاتِ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ كَمَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَجَاهَدَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Do you think, have you taken that people are in charge of management of Hajj and Umrah as if a sign of Iman and a sign of those who can fight in Allah's way? Allah says, no. Those who believe in Allah are those who believe in Allah, His Messenger, and وَقَامَ الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَى الزَّكَاةَ. They do judgment, they perform salah, they pray zakah. Allah says, فَعَسَى يَكُونُ مِنَ الْمُهْتَدِينَ. Those, they may be among those who are guided on the right path. Meaning, any person can be in a ruler in Makkah, Medina. It doesn't mean a Muslim. Meaning, those whom you see in Makkah, Medina, it doesn't mean they are the best in Islam. That's why they came with this kind of Wahhabiyun, this kind of Salafi teaching and Wahhabi teaching, which has deviated from Islam, which has killed the Muslim. Muslim Iman is dead. That's why they cannot fight in Allah's way. You can see that they have never fought in Allah's way in any way. But instead they are helping non-Muslim to kill Muslim. The war in Yemen was them invading Yemen. By the use of their game they are playing, they will sit today on the same chair, in the same city, on the same table with Iran, which they say they are Shia. And in their country, in Saudi Arabia, they are more than 30% all are Shia. Then they will send them to come in Yemen, where there are so many Muslims. And they say, go in Yemen and make a group there who shall come as people who are protecting Sunnah Jama'ah. But they are killing the Arabs and Muslims. Those who die are the Muslim, the Sunnah Jama'ah, not the Shia. The same game they are playing now, all over. They will come, they send people to come in all the world to say, go and tell people in their masjid, in their mosque, they must hate people from Iran, the Shias. But them there on top, they're working together. They want you to fight with the Shia here on the ground. So you can never be united ever again. Yet, in real terms, a Muslim of Sunnah Jama'ah doesn't have any enmity with the Shia there. Because believing is their choice to choose what they want to believe. Just like the way you don't have any problem with a person who is a Christian. And a Catholic person is there. They've got their churches. Nobody is going to go and fight them in their church. Islam actually doesn't allow you to go and attack them in their churches. No, abadan. Like Rafid, then there is no enforcement in Islam. If Islam allows you to leave a person who is a kafir and a mushrik there, in his peace, he must come towards Islam, become a Muslim willingly, not by force. If Islam doesn't allow you to hate a non-Muslim, how can Islam tell you to hate a Shia? Who is making salah? Who go for Hajj? Who is a Muslim? Yes, they have got their own deviation. They went wrong, some of them. They say wrong things like when they say Imam Ali, a cousin of Nabi Sallallahu was the prophet, but Salah changed the prophet and gave it Nabi Sallallahu. They are wrong. But you can't just fight that and make it as a Muslim cause. And you told all the people, your enemy is a Shia. That is coming from Europe to make us fight between each other. But when they come to attack us, they already are killing people in Gaza. They don't discriminate who is a Shia, who is a Sunni, who is what. Whoever is there, they are going to kill. They have bombed more than 600 masajid, mosques, which they have bombed down. Among them, there are those for the Shia and there are those for the Sunni. Then they will tell you here, you can fight with each other. You must, if you find a Shia, hate them. And those who say like that are the Salafis and the Wahhabis. But where are they? They've been fighting here in Syria. They come with the groups like ICC, Jabhat al-Nusra, whatever. Where are they now to go and fight in Gaza and save Islam? But they say they are fighting in Jihad fi sabilillah. They bring so many names comes up. That shows you what our Salafis are doing. They are just propagating the American agenda, the Jewish agenda. They make themselves as if they're a Muslim. When a Muslim comes up with a group of fighters, those who can fight, Jihad fi sabilillah, they give the name, those people, the Jewish people, they will come and get a similar Muslim. They get some people, they give them money, they come up with a similar name. And they're going to recruit a similar fighters. For example, now, the Hamas which you are hearing in Gaza, the true Hamas which was there, is there. But there's another Hamas. Hamas of the Jewish version is playing their game there in Gaza. And that's what this assimilation, they have been doing it since day one, from when they attacked the Turkish Empire until today. In such a way that they make themselves to live as if they are Muslim, to be in charge of the Hajj in Makkah, to be in charge of Medina. You can see how powerful they are in Dubai. And those accounts which they said have normalized with the Israeli state, because they are the same people. So a time like this, where no one is going to raise an army to save Islam, to save the real true Arabs, and fight with the real fighters of Islam. A time like this, when the killing of children in Gaza is happening, and women and men in Jerusalem, in Palestine, and nobody can stop it. Even the UN is not managed to stop it. Even no one can stop it. A time like this is the true time where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised Imam Mahad to emerge. I'm talking about coming of Imam Mahdi Sadiqul al-Amin. The time of his coming is now. In our days. I never say month. I never say years. I say days. He is in our days. As we speak now. Because of the events that has taken place, which was mentioned, that when you see this, then that's not Imam Mahdi is about to come. So what is happening to Gaza today, to Jerusalem, to Aqsa, to Palestine, that is a sign of the coming of the Imam Mahdi al-Amin. Now the entire Muslim Ummah in the world, we are crying tears of blood. We are desperate, very desperate. If you are an adult and you're desperate, you can even go and find a solution outside there. But if you are desperate and you're just a small child, you can't even look for food or go somewhere. You just die there hungry in a room. Now the entire Muslim Ummah has been reduced into such a small child who is so desperate, cannot even help himself or herself. That's how the Muslim Ummah situation is in now. Because the Yahudi, the Jews, and the Christians have planned such a plan that has captured us that they can't go away from it. On one side, they attacked us with the teachings of the Salafiyun and Wahhabiyun. Their main enemy is Muslim. They don't look at a non-Muslim, no. They look for those who are Muslim. If you're Muslim, you are their enemy. As long as you don't follow their Imam. They say their Imam is their prophet. According to them, whatever he said was true, like it's from Allah. They have killed so many Muslims. They have attacked so many Muslim communities, even now in the West. You can see, you hear names like Boko Haram there in Nigeria, in a Muslim country. You have to plan such kind of a group, which is going to be killing Muslims day and night. In the name of being a Muslim. See how they married people in Russia there, in the theater. People, they die more than 100, and then they say ISIS has done this, but ISIS can't even do that there in Russia. Because it is the American version of ISIS. Maybe there are real fighters of jihad fi sabilillah in the same angle. And Allah knows those who are really fighting in Allah's way, and they are shuhada in Palestine, in Jerusalem, in Iraq, by Aqsa, in Gaza, in Yemen, in Sudan, whenever they are fighting, those who are really fighting jihad fi sabilillah, they are there. But again, they are being impersonated. Europe has put people who are impersonating themselves as a Muslim. They come with the groups, organization, Muslim names. Even they make them from Arab country. They come to this and to Africa side. Then they say they are fighting for jihad fi sabilillah, but that's not jihad fi sabilillah. It is just American agenda they are propagating. Now, the Muslim Ummah has been reduced to such a desperation, like a small child who can't even crawl in the room, that until someone must come and help that child. And that's why Imam Mahad is that someone who must come and help that child. Imam Mahdi, Sadiq Ameen, the one we've been waiting for is that person. We have been waiting for him to come for 1,446 years. And when we see the tears of blood in Gaza, when we see the rubbles of when we see our children in the rubbles, in the ruins of their homes and houses in Gaza, when we see the old people being bombed and the roof fall upon them of their own houses, when we see people are dying of hunger in Gaza, when we see women being tortured, raped, and they've been humiliated naked by the so-called Jews, by the so-called the European army, as happening in Gaza, Allah has answered it. And Allah sent Ruhullah, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam on earth. And he said to him, says, "Oh yeah, Jibreel, go on earth to my servant so and so, and go with the verses, go with the miracles of the Quran from Lawh Mahfuz. Lawh Mahfuz is a place where Quran is written before it is revealed on any place on earth. Go from Lawh Mahfuz, take out the miracles, go with it, give it to my servant in order to show the believers that because of this sign is a sign of the coming of Imam Mahdi, Sadiqul, the truthful, whom you have been waiting for. Because previously, before him, there are people who claimed that title and they thought they are Imam Mahdi, but they are not Imam Mahdi, Sadiqul. Now, how are you going to know that this is the true Imam Mahdi if it doesn't have any sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? For that reason, Allah sent Ruhullah, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, and he came to earth to me, and he taught me what has never been taught to anyone before. And he said to me that one of the miracles of Allah that has given me to give you, to give the Ummah, the believers, that the time for Imam Mahdi emerge has come. They must get united. وَأَتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. You must get united on the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what you are going to, and that rope, which you need to unite yourself on it, is this Quran Al-Karim Al-Warithin. The Quran must unite us. So he told me that from Lawh Mahfuz, one of the signs that this is truth from Allah, that the time of Imam Mahdi is now, as I'm speaking to you. It is the sign which, the miracle Allah gave Ruhullah Jibreel salam, and he told him that God tell the Ummah, the believers, that between Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen is Alif Lam Qafra. Alif Lam Qafra. In Lawh Mahfuz, that is how Surah Al-Fatiha is written. Here in this Quran, it was not recorded before or even written before. Because Allah didn't want it like that. Allah kept it for the coming of Imam Mahad Sadiq and Ameen. So Ruhullah told me that tell the believers, those who believe, that when they are performing their mandatory salah, after they are reading Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, they must read Alif Lam Qafra, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Malik Yawm Ad-Din, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta 'alayhim, ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim waladdallin, Amin. Now Alif Lam Qafra in that place is a sign and a miracle of the coming of Imam Mahdi As-Sadiq Al-Ameen. That is why those who came before, they never had any sign. They never had anything to show the Ummah. So Allah said to Ruhullah to go with this and give the Ummah. And He has given us. And so many other miracles and signs and verses which are recorded in Lawh Mahfuz, which Allah gave him, and he came with it, and were recorded and written on so many other surahs, those surahs which never heard. So that kind of verses at the beginning. For example, Amma. When you're starting Amma, you say, Amma yatasa'alun, and in alim. So Ruhullah says, inside, in Lawh Mahfuz, where Quran is written, it begins like, Ya Noon, Amma yatasa'alun, and some other surahs. So that is called Quran Karim Al-Warithin, which Allah has given us, so we can unite ourselves on this Quran as a sign of the coming of Imam Mahdi As-Sadiq Al-Ameen. This kind of announcement was made so many years back. I am just concluding this announcement today. So if you are hearing and listening, please share, let someone else know that what we have been waiting for so many years has come. Don't you be the first one not to believe, yet you be a believer for all this time. Especially at a time like this, when our brothers are suffering in Gaza, in Jerusalem and in Palestine. This is to unite us as believers. Now Imam Mahdi, Allah gave Ruhullah. First, as I've showed you the signs or the miracle from Lawh Mahfuz, which Allah gave him to bring, and then, as I've shared with you, the main miracle of Islam is Quran itself. Allah says, وَلَوْ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ أَلَّا يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لَا يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِهِ وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا. That if all people on earth and all jinnat on earth, with their kingdom, with their money, gold and whatever, we all gather in one place, just write a chapter of the Quran like this, or even write a copy of the Quran, Allah says we cannot do it. Even if however we may try. Allah challenged the whole world and says, In kuntum fi rayb mimma anzalna ala abdina, in kuntum fi rayb mimma nazzalna ala abdina, if you are doubtful, if you don't believe in what we have sent upon our servant, meaning Nabi Sallallahu Fa'atu bi suratin min mithlihi, just come with a chapter similar to it. In kuntum sadiqin, if you are truth of what you are saying. It's impossible, because who can go and record that Quran in Lawh Mahfuz? Nobody can do that. That's why you can't come with a version of the Quran. And nobody can do that. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He sends Sana Jibreel. And whatever I've given you now is because Ruhullah came and says, I have come to Musaddiq al-Ma'amakum, to confirm what you got, to give you a good news of the coming of Imam Mahad. The time is now. Imam Mahad may be among your family as I'm speaking now. So before you even deny, focus on what, or focus on denying of what I'm telling you, just think twice about the truth which has come with. This sign of the coming of Imam Mahdi was inevitable, was needed so much that we can know that this is the real true Imam Mahdi that has come to save the Ummah, to save the Arabs, to save the Muslim, save Gaza, Jerusalem, Aqsa, Palestine. Imam Mahdi has come. The time for Imam to come is now, and his issue has come with this which I have showed you, which is inside this Quran Karim Al-Warithin, as I've shared with you at the beginning also to Al-Fatiha. That is one. Lastly, one more thing. Allah has given Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam orders and command, and he said, go on earth and unite my believers, and they must unite themselves on the Quran. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. They must not get disunited. They must be united. They must not be divided. And when we finish that, Allah says, give them the good message of the coming of Imam Mahdi. Allah will choose among them those who have believed and get united. So he said that Imam Mahad is coming with the kingdom, the power from Allah to rule. He is a leader, he is a king. So his kingdom that Allah has given him to rule this world, to serve the Ummah with, has got a name. And that name is called As-Suhu. S-U-U-H. You can say like that. Su, kingdom. And Ruhullah, after giving him the name of the kingdom of Imam Mahad, Allah gave him, which he taught to me, the flag for that kingdom, which is the flag of Imam Mahdi, Sadiqul al-Amin. That flag is the one which I'm sharing with you here. As you can see, this flag here, the flag of Imam Mahdi Sadiqul al-Amin. Under this flag and around it is a symbol of Allah's power to serve the Ummah for Imam Mahdi Sadiqul al-Amin. You can see there is a green color here. This green color stands for the life of the heavens and earth and everything that exists in the universe. Because Allah says, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. From the water, everything has got its life. The rain comes from the skies and fall down. The grass grows. When the grass comes from the ground and grow, they come with a green color, which is a resemblance of life. The continuity of life, of humanity, of all people on earth, without the fear of evils and devils who are killing people now in Gaza, in Jerusalem, in Palestine, for some reasons, for their own greed. That is the color, that's what it is here. The similar color of the leaves of trees and plants. Now you can see there are 3 stars. One star here is the star of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. Because Ibrahim alayhi salam, the one who built the Kaaba in Makkah with his son Nabi Ismail alayhi salam, and also he built the Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. In a hadith, Rasulullah said that between the 2 mosques, he built them, between the 2, there are 40 years that passed. 40 years passed between the 2 mosques to be built. Now, Nabi Ibrahim is connected. He's the one who built the Kaaba in Makkah, and also he established also the Holy Land and built the Dome of the Rock in what we have today as Masjid al-Aqsa. That's Nabi Ibrahim. In the verse when Allah told him, when he finished to build the Kaaba, that وَأَذِّن فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ يَأْتُوكَ رِجَالًا وَعَلَى كُلِّ ضَامِرٍ يَأْتِينَ مِنْ كُلِّ فَجٍّ عَمِيقٍ. Now that he finished to build the Kaaba, call the people to come for Hajj here. They are going to come to you. They are going to answer your call from all corners of the world. And that promise, Allah make it happen until when he sent Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he make Hajj the fifth pillar of Islam. This is his star. Where did star come from? Nabi Ibrahim, Allah show him the guidance to know who is the real Lord by the star. Allah says, فَلَمَّا جَنَّ عَلَيْهِ اللَّيْلُ رَأَىٰ كَوْكَبًا. When the night came to him, he saw a star. فَقَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي. Then he says, that is my Lord. When the star disappeared, he said, no. My Lord, my Allah, my Rabbu cannot disappear. When he saw the moon, he thought, هَذَا رَبِّي, that's my Lord. The same thing when the moon disappeared, he says, no, he can't be that one. When he saw the sun in the morning, he says, هَذَا رَبِّي, that's my real God. هَذَا أَكْبَرُ, that's the greatest one. When the sun disappeared, he says, if all three have disappeared, the star, the moon, and the sun, he says, إِنِّي وَجَّهَتُ, I now believe, وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَنِي, only in the one who has power over my life. فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ, the one who created, don't have the power over the heavens, وَالْأَرْضِ, and the earth, and everything in them. Hanifan Muslima, I am a Muslim. I don't adorn anything to resemble God. I don't make a statue. I don't make anything to put it there to say, because of this, my God is there. No. I believe only in Him, in His absence, in my here. He is present wherever He is. But He has the power over the heavens and the earth, and whatever is happening, including my own life and life of everything. He says, and I'm not among the idolaters, those who worship idols. That is called Islam. Nabi Ibrahim is star. Now the second star here is for Nabi Sulaiman. Nabi Sulaiman is the prophet who inherited Nabi Dawood. Nabi Dawood is the prophet who come from the lineage of Nabi Musa and Harun. Nabi Dawood is the one who fought the battle that won that same land, the holy land of Jerusalem. And they established a kingdom there with Allah's command. And with that kingdom, Allah gave Nabi Dawood, Allah gave him a son called Sulaiman, whom Allah gave such a kind of a very powerful kingdom that ruled over everything on earth. Birds, animals, human being, jinni, trees, insect, fish, everything. He was speaking their language. Nabi Sulaiman. And the third star here is for Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When Allah speaks about his star, He says, وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى, by the star. When Allah was speaking about his journey, the holy journey of Mi'raj, Allah spoke about his star. He says, وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى, by the star, when that star turns. In the Quran, that chapter called Surah An-Najm, Allah speaks about the star of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is such a very big and huge star in which the whole entire mission of all prophets who came before him and all messengers of Allah came before him. Nabi Musa, Nabi Ibrahim, Nabi Dawuda, Nabi Sulaimani, Nabi Idrisa, Nabi Nuhu, Nabi Adam, all of them, Allah gathered them and gathered all their mission into him and into his star. And He sent him as the last messenger. There's no messenger after him. There's the last prophet. So that night of the ascension, Allah says, Subhanallah asra, glory be to Allah, asra bi abdihi layla, min al-masjid al-harami ila al-masjid al-aqsa. The one who took a journey in the night, overnight, the portion of the night, from Makkah, it must al-Aqsa, to Jerusalem, where Nabi Sulaiman had established a kingdom before him. He went to Jerusalem by Masjid al-Aqsa, and from there he ascended to the heavens. He went to the heavens where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, by the throne of Allah, where Allah gave him 5 mandatory prayers. When he came back from heaven, he came back by Masjid al-Aqsa here, by Sulaiman, by this kingdom, where from there he went back to Makkah. When he is in Makkah here, he was facing in the Jerusalem Masjid al-Aqsa as the first Qibla of Islam when he was performing the 5 mandatory prayers to him. Meaning, Allah gave him the inheritance of this kingdom here and the whole land of Jerusalem. This is his star. He took over. By him, Allah kept his promise of Nabi Ibrahim, the call of people to go for Hajj in Mecca, as I said earlier. And by him, Allah make him inherit whatever was left by Nabi Sulaiman here by Jerusalem, all became under him. And from Mecca, from that time, after he came back from here, went back to Mecca, after 6 months, he migrated from Mecca to Medina, where Allah told him to stop facing in Jerusalem, facing Mecca. But when he faced in Mecca, he left the army. Allah gave him the power that he managed to establish a kingdom that was a royal and Islamic kingdom under his rule of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That made such a very powerful army that during his successors, at the time of Nabi, the time of Sahabiya Umar radiallahu anhu is the one who went with the big army and conquered Jerusalem and make it and included it among the Muslim holy places. Nabi Sallallahu has confirmed that whoever makes salah here at Jerusalem, one salah, Allah multiplied that salah times 500 times in a reward. Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the foundation of Islam. Without it, there is no Islam. Now, Nabi Sallallahu he has Nabi Ibrahim here, has Nabi Sulaiman here. Now, all these 3 stars are ruling today. And that's why they are embodied into a flag of Imam Mahad Sadiqul Ameen for the Su kingdom. A name for the kingdom of Imam Mahad Sadiqul Ameen. For you believers to believe. Now I call you believers whenever you are. Those in Gaza, those in Jerusalem, those in Palestine, those in Masjid al-Aqsa, those in Sudan, whenever you are, this is a symbol of unity. The flag of Imam Mahad Sadiqul Ameen, which Allah has given Ruhullah Sallallahu Jibreel and has given to us, is this one here. It symbolizes the power of Allah to save the entire Muslim Ummah with the most powerful armies of Allah. Allah's army can be the birds that save the Kaaba, can be the earthquake, can be the floods, can be Allah can make us Muslim unite and fight against the infidels, can be some sickness Allah bring to the non-believers who are killing people in Gaza, can be Allah can plant fear in their hearts so they can stop what they are doing. It is this one here. Now it has been officially declared. This is the flag of Imam Mahad Sadiqul Ameen. Adopt it whenever you are. Take it with you. In your homes, in your places of work, whenever you are. If you take this flag with you, it means you have believed in the coming of Imam Mahad Sadiqul Ameen at this time, and you are among his companions. Never forget that maybe even among your family, Allah is going to choose who is Imam Mahdi and serve the Ummah, and raise him and serve the Ummah. Now these are the steps which have been taken now. All from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who can serve the Ummah only, nobody else. Having said this, as you can see, you can get a copy of it from our official website, which is called Su Kingdom.organization. You can print it out from there, and then you can stick it on the wall in your workplace or anywhere. Also in the gatherings of like this month is a month of Rabi al-Awwal, where we gather and remember Nabi Sallallahu and make milad. Take this message with you. Tell everybody about it. Be happy. Be part of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you too much of barakah in your earning, in your welfare, in your family, in your people. And Allah can choose you more than that and give you such kind of a daraja. Such kind of, Allah can raise you so high than the way you expect, because you are following the truth. Now, this truth which you've been waiting for to come, it has come now. All the shuyukh of Arsenal Jama'ah, those have been saying that Imam Mahdi is going to come. I am calling you towards this one here. What you have been reading before, it has come true. Now it's time to believe. And if you don't believe, Allah will punish you by not believing in the truth when it has come. Whatever I've told you is Allah's words, not my words. Believing is our choices. But now it's mandatory for you to believe, because we are crying tears. If you want Allah to save everybody, to stop what happened in Gaza, Jerusalem, Aqsa, Palestine, and Sudan, and all Muslims in the world, is only your faith, your Iman. Protect your Iman, your Islam, your Ihsan with the truth. When the truth comes, nobody can lie about such a very big thing. That's why before, those who came and were liars and they say, I am Imam Mahad, I am Imam Mahad, they are not Imam Mahad, because you can't say I am Imam Mahad. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help for you to announce, say, I am Imam Mahad, because Imam Mahad is not only just a name. It's not only just an announcement, it's an action that Allah will give the person who is a true Imam Mahad the power and the mighty to save the entire Muslim Ummah. That's Imam Mahad. And that's the meaning of it. So for that to happen, Allah has given us a sign to say, oh, you who believe, I'm about to send Imam Mahad to come out. But this is and for you to believe that the time is now, here's the sign. Ruhullah has given us a sign. In his Quran Karim al-Warithin, and has given us a clear and a simple sign, which is very big, the flag. Remember Sadiq al-Amin. So we can unite under this flag. We unite under this flag to make a stage for Imam to emerge. A stage where he can come and you can say, yeah, that's the one. Now imagine today, the Arsenal Jama'ah, we're only talking too much about Imam Mahad only. But nothing has been done. How can he just come out like that? How can he just appear? That's why those who have been coming and say, I'm Imam Mahad, people never believe in them, because there was no any stage for him to come and take over and be Imam Mahad. Allah can save Ummah with him. Now Allah sent Ruhullah to us, the believers, answering our du'as, and He gave us these miracles of the Quran from Lawh al-Mahfuz, and gave us this flag for us to adopt, for Imam Mahdi to appear. When you adopt it, when you are united under this flag, with this Quran, together, Asnal Jama'ah, without regarding to our division, diversities, and separations, together under one flag, then Imam Mahdi is going to appear, and Allah will bring him with a lot of power, enough to save the Ummah. Now, the more you take long to adopt this which have been given to you, that's the longer it's going to take to save our brothers in Gaza, Jerusalem, and Aqsa, and everywhere. My work is to give the message, and I've done that. Allah is my witness. Oh yeah, Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the sustainer of our lives, the one who sent Nabi Sallam with the truth, absolute truth, only the only truth, with the Quran, with the Ummah, with the Kaaba. By the truth of the Kaaba and the angels and the prophets and everything, I have conveyed the message to the Ummah. The rest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in your power to guide those whom you love and those whom you wish. But make it well that you are among those whom Allah love and guide. So you can open your eyes of the heart for you to see this truth which I am talking about today. Everybody is waiting for this message. Everyone, including myself, including you who is making 5 salah today. It doesn't matter you're Wahhabi. Some Wahhabi and Salafi, They are true Muslim. You are true Muslim. Just be a Muslim, that's all. And stop calling others because they don't follow your Imam Abdul Wahab. Then call them kafir. You are the one who is causing the problem of the Ummah. It's you who is becoming a kafir by saying so. And you are following and you are promoting the initiative of the Yahudi to divide between the Muslim and make us fight between each other. You must undermine our division. When you see a Salafi, when you see a Shia, when a Shia see a Salafi, Shia, a Sufi, don't take forward those divisions. It's about understanding. Allah has never forced anybody to understand. Because understanding takes time. Even the Sahabi never become Muslim same day. There are those who became Muslim after a week, others after a year, others after years. To understand Islam. That is why the differences are to be there. The differences are to be there. But do not make our differences an issue to divide so deeper within the Muslim Ummah. That is why you commit a guna, a sin. Allah says, كَانَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا. People are always one united nation. وَمَا اخْتَلَفُوا. They don't get divided. إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ. Until the knowledge comes to them. Some knowledge, when come to people, make them divided. Allah says, بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ. Because they start to fight between each other. The knowledge doesn't divide between the people, but the people start fight between each other. The division is a minor thing, but fighting each other is a big thing because it involves killing each other, losing life and property. And that's Allah says, in Allah, indeed Allah, yanha anil fahsha, things which are of obscene, wal munkar, those who are not wanted like alcohol, al fahsha, mean fornication, adultery, wal munkar, alcohol, among those, wal baghay, and fighting between each other. He says, يَعِذُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah tells you so you can be of remembrance. Remember these things. Allah doesn't want you to fight between each other because of the differences in the deen. No. Allah doesn't acknowledge you as a Salafi to fight against a Shia. And the Shia fight against a Sunni. Just the way we don't fight against a Christian, a Catholic, or a Protestant, or something. Just the same way you don't go and attack those people. The freedom of worship for them is their choice to worship what they want. Allah will put them in Jahannam on the day of judgment. They'll go to hellfire because of their choice they made. The same thing, the same way. Whatever you think is not right for this person is his choice. Allah will judge that person. And if he is to be punished to go to Jahannam, either Salafi or Sufi or Shia. Among them, people they commit sins. There are so many Salafis who are sinners, adulterers, they are liars. Even among the Sunni, the same thing. Among the Shia, the same thing. Allah is going to judge us one by one on the day of judgment. Allah says, وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ, if Allah wanted, لَجَعَلَكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدًا, who would have made us one united nation. No differences. But Allah wanted it to happen. Nabi Sallallahu prayed to Allah so much, he says, Ya Allah, I pray to you, make my ummah united to be together. Allah says, no. That's only dua I've not answered to you. Some else I'll give you, but that one I will not. Mazal mukhtalifin. They will continue to be divided. But the problem is one, baghyan bainahum, is when you take the division so extreme into committing murder. So many Wahhabi and Salafi, they are killing people into the masajid. They find them people making salah, they attack the people, they kill the imam, and they take over the masjid. That's not Islam. That cannot be acceptable. They are so wrong when they do that. They see people gathering. Like now, this is the month of Rabi'ul Awwal. People, they are gathering. They remember about Allah and about Islam and the Quran in a milad. They will pass over the church on their way. They pass over a church where people are worshiping Jesus and they say Jesus is God. They go and attack those who are saying Allah is one, Quran is one, Muslim is one. See how lost Wahhabi you are. The Wahhabis and Salafiyun. But even though you are not allowed even to attack a person in his church, let them accept Islam on their own with their own will and wish, not by force. That's why Islam, as the word Islam means peace. We only fight against the one who come and attack us. Like the way is happening here in Gaza. To attack any Muslim, any kind of the world, you have attacked another Muslim. Because all Muslims are brothers and sisters. You attack a Muslim, you attack a masjid in India, you are attacking me. Doesn't matter my color of the skin. Doesn't matter what language I speak. That is why those who are doing these things in India, the Hindus who are attacking masajid and killing Muslims, we are coming to you. Be prepared and get to know about this. Wrath of Allah is coming to you. We are coming to you if you don't stop this. We are seeing what you are doing. In Jammu and Kashmir, we are seeing you. Those Buddhists in China, we are seeing you. We know what we are doing to Muslim of Uyghur. Those are our brothers. Those people are killing the Muslim in Rohingya. Whenever in this world Muslims are under attack, we are looking at you, we know what you are doing. And remember, there will be no mercy this time. Since you show no mercy, now that you have the power and you show no mercy, you are just killing our people. Whenever they are in their lands, and we see children being killed, there will be no mercy again. But for those who are involved into this, we thank the world that has come up and spoke the truth in support of Palestine. You can see in non-Muslim countries in Europe, the workers, the universities, the students in the universities, they came up and they spoke one language in Europe and they say, free Palestine, ceasefire in Gaza. But the Jews, the NATO camp in the Middle East, of which they call State of Israel, is continuing because they are masters in America, in Germany, in UK, in where, using the UN, they are continuing to tell them you have to continue. They are continuing importing more bombs and more guns to go and kill more people in Gaza, to break as more masajid as possible. How can you break a masjid? You have indeed called the war against Islam and Muslim. And that is why the time has come for Imam Mahad to emerge. In order for justice to be restored on this earth, for justice to be restored on this earth, to come back from the might, so that there will be no anyone shedding blood at any corner of this world. We don't need that. You don't need anyone suffering because of any reason on this earth. We must make this earth a peaceful place to live. So take this flag of Imam Mahad Sadiq al-Amin and embrace yourself with it and accept this news which has come and share it so it can reach as many people as possible. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم إنه هو الغفور الرحيم وهو البر الكريم. اللهم صل وبارك على عبدك ورسولك محمد صلاة كاملة وسلاما تاما وعلى آله وصحابه والتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة في الآخرة سقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصرنا وانصر إخواننا في غزة وفي فلسطين وفي القدس وفي الأقصى وفي السودان وفي سوريا وفي العراق وفي ليبيا وفي أي مكان على الأرض. اللهم إنك أنت خير الناصرين، يا خير الفاتحين، يا عزيز يا حكيم، يا غفار غفر لنا، يا رحمن ارحمنا وادخلنا في رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين، وجعلنا من بارك الصالحين من الذين أولي الألباب الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.